Hi, this is your mortgage guy, Dave Steinberg, and I'm delighted to be sitting here with my old friend, Marc Stein. Marc is the owner, CEO of Links Residential by EXP, with centered in Teaneck, New Jersey, Bergen County. He's built an incredible business, and he's going to share some tips for agents in today's market. What do you need to know to be successful in today's market? It's a tough market, and you have some tips.
So the market we're in today is different than it's been over the last few years. It's been somewhat easy for real estate agents to get into the real estate business in the recent times, where they get into the business and everyone's buying and selling. A lot of transactions were happening. The last 3 months, things have slowed down, and some of those agents who have never experienced a real estate cycle are starting to try to figure out what to do and how to do things. So we train our agents, on a weekly basis with different tips and tricks and ideas of what to do.
So what are your top three tips?
The top three tips are learn to create a schedule for yourself. Time blocking is what we call it, right? Learning to put things on a calendar that you are going to stick to every day. And I'm not saying you have to schedule 8 hours a day for your work. Schedule 3 to 5 hours a day to do something in real estate to build your business. That's number one. Number two is during that time.
What kinds of things should they build in?
So during that time, you have to do a lot of different things. Every agent has a different niche, has a different ideas of what is the direction of their business. So the things that we train agents to do is learn to prospect, and that can mean a lot of different things. Prospecting is super important, and make sure that you are connecting with possible buyers and sellers every day. So there's a lot of things you can do. You can be making phone calls every day, right? My agents who are newer sit in the office from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. every day making phone calls, right? It's just 2 hours a day. It's not all day. It's not taking up, you're not gonna get overwhelmed with it. 2 hours a day making phone calls, connecting with people over the phone.
And so, for example, who are they calling?
A lot of them are calling either for sale by owners list. That's number one, or they're searching tax records for people who've been in their house for 30 or 40 years or more in the area they want to do business in, because most likely those people are going to start thinking about selling their home in the next year or two, possibly more, but starting to make that connection with those people. And if you call them on a regular basis, check in with them when it comes time for selling, they'll call you.
Cool. Okay. So that's number idea. Block your time and be consistent.
Correct.
Second idea.
Block your time, be consistent with it. Now, prospecting can be many different things. One is we just said phone calls, but other aspects of prospecting are the way I started. I walked up and down the main street in Teaneck, where my business was located, and I met every business owner, every manager of a restaurant, every waiter and waitress. I knew all their names. I knew what was going on in their businesses, and I was able to connect with them on a different level. And that helped create me as the go-to person that they would recommend when someone new came to town and was there. Right? When you go to a new town, you're looking to move to a new city, right? You're usually going to take a trip or two out there to check out what does a local downtown look like? What does the shops and restaurants look like? Because if this is the place you want to live, maybe bring up your family, you want to know that it's a community that you want to be in. So getting to know the business owners in town helps build your business, because then they're going to recommend you as the person to call when it comes to real estate. In addition to, they're going to need someone for their own real estate for them and their families. So you're hitting a lot of people by doing that. I took an hour twice a week, and I would do that in Teaneck, and I got to meet every business owner, and I got a ton of referrals. I can't even count how much money was made just from those referrals of people telling, hey, gotta call my buddy Marc Stein. He's the local expert here. He comes by every week, check on everyone. Right. That's another aspect. Another one is finding attorneys that do certain types of work, right? There's estate attorneys that deal with death. There's divorce attorneys dealing with divorce and separation. Those are two of the largest reasons why houses sell, right, or get listed. And if you are connected to those attorneys will recommend you. So you can go online, you can find all the local attorneys in your area, making sure that they call you by you making sure to get to know them. Again, that's prospecting, spending an hour or two a day doing that. You don't have to do a crazy amount of stuff. Just pick something that works for you and be consistent with it every day.
Good ideas. Do you have anything else you'd recommend for an agent who's having a hard time in this current market?
Yeah, an agent who's having a hard time should connect themselves with a team leader that has systems in place to help them, right? A lot of agents in the world of real estate feel like they're a little bit alone. They're on an island, right? They hang their license at a brokerage where they're friendly with some people there. They may know the broker owner there. So they feel like, oh, I'm going to go hang my license there and they're going to help me. At the end of the day, they're running a business. So they're not going to necessarily focus on you. And they might have 50 or 100 or 400 other agents that they have to worry about. But if you go to a team and a team leader who cares to make sure his team is successful and has built systems for his specifically for his team, whether it be in lead generation or operations or paperwork or anything else, it gives you the support and it gives you the confidence to go out there and do more, especially new agents, right? They haven't sold anything yet. But if they go to a listing appointment and say, hey, I'm part of a team that sold $130 million in real estate last year, the sellers are going to realize that they're legit. They're part of something that's going to help them. And that's really what it comes down to. So if an agent is really, struggling, find a local good team leader at any company who cares about their team, who's doing business. They'll have systems in place to help you grow your business.
Are you a fan of open houses?
I am a fan of open houses, though I don't think open houses sell houses anymore. They used to, right? You probably remember this. Back in the day, the realtors controlled information, right? You needed a realtor to tell you what was for sale, what wasn't for sale. You need a realtor to take you to different houses to see. So the only way the public got information was through open houses. We live in a digital age now where everything is available to every agent and every person through Zillows and Realtor.com and MLSs, where most clients have the information sometimes even before the agents do. And that's really just a function of the world we live in. And so open houses no longer sell houses. They give an opportunity for people to stroll through without feeling pressured to go with someone. I still recommend every buyer should have a buyer's agent and go to any open house or any showing with a buyer's agent, because there's a lot more information than what you see. I was just showing a house last night to new buyers, young buyers who, were thinking about going to the open house on Sunday. I said, you know what, let's just go separately because I want to make sure I point out certain things. And to educate a buyer on the style of home and what can and can't be done to a home based on what their needs are, I think is far more valuable than a buyer just walking through an open house by themselves to see if they like it or not. So I find that they're good to do. It gives an opportunity for everyone to come see the house easily without having to make an appointment. But I still think buyers should be going there with their agent.
But from the agent's perspective, would you recommend, if I was starting out in real estate today, would you recommend that I sit in open houses to meet buyers?
Yes, I think new agents who sit at open houses get an experience talking to buyers, showing the house. They get the education and the experience that they need in order to have the confidence to be able to go out there and sell. And so I believe that all agents should learn how to sit in an open house, should learn how to circle prospect around an open house if they're the one running it, and learn what it means to use the open house to build a business. Most listing agents don't understand that. They list the house and they will put open house up thinking that people are going to come in. But if you utilize that open house properly and you circle prospect before and after on that block or on the blocks around that house and on the area where you get to meet people and talk to people, I think that they're invaluable to new agents.
We've been sitting with Marc Stein, who is one of the great realtors in Bergen County. He's on the board. I like to tell people that you pay the realtor the same amount of money, whether you're working with a rookie or you're working with somebody with 20 years of experience. And I personally can't think of anyone who knows Teaneck better than Marc Stein. So, Marc, thank you for taking the time to sit with us today.
My pleasure.
Your insights have been very valuable, and look forward to continuing our conversation.
Absolutely. Anytime.